This is a broadcast of smallcapstreet.com, a financial communications, investor relation, and investor awareness firm. Smallcapstreet.com has not been compensated for this audio interview. Smallcapstreet.com does receive compensation for consulting, investor relation, and investor awareness services from their clients. This is not an offer to buy or sell a security. Information in this broadcast is intended solely for informational purposes and is not intended to, nor should it be construed as investment advice. You should assume that the officers, directors, and employees of smallcapstreet.com or financial analysts mentioned and their families hold a position and intend to trade in these securities for their own accounts. As in all investments, an investment in a featured company carries an investment risk. Investors should review thoroughly with a registered investment advisor or a registered stockbroker. This broadcast does not purport to be a complete study of the featured company or another company mentioned. Information used as a statement of fact have been obtained from the featured company and other sources, but not verified nor guaranteed by smallcapstreet.com as to completeness or accuracy. Such information is subject to change without notice. You're listening to the financial community's leading source for in-depth interviews. Up next, in a presentation of smallcapstreet.com's Sean Zernhelt.
A big welcome to everyone. Thanks for joining us at smallcapstreet.com. I'm your host, Sean Zernhelt, and today we are very happy to have Psychic Friends Network Incorporated with us. Psychic Friends Network is traded under the ticker symbol PFNI on the OTCQB. Today we will be having the CEO of PFNI, Marc Lasky, joining us. Very excited to have you, Marc. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. It's great to be here.
Wonderful. Marc, this is the first time having you on the show. Let's start with some background for the listeners. As everybody knows, Psychic Friends Network is a very well-known brand and was very successful for a long period of time. Can you speak a little bit about that success, Marc?
Yeah, we originally launched the Psychic Friends Network back in the early 1990s. We primarily advertised on infomercials on television, starring Dionne Warwick, who was our host. And people remember it. We were on all night long, every day, every night. And, you know, when people in the media started kind of making fun of us, we knew we had made it. And it was a great run. We averaged about almost 15,000 calls per day. Average call was about 12 minutes, charging about $4 a minute. So in some of our peak, we probably grossed about $150 million per year, made close to $1 billion over about a 7-year period. So it was a great run.
Well, I know from speaking with the investment community, Marc, that many people are excited about the future of Psychic Friends Network. With the past success, I know that you share the same excitement moving forward. Can you tell us what is different about the new Psychic Friends Network?
Yeah, there's a whole bunch different, and we're really excited about it. There's so many things that are better, and actually, we believe even more likely to succeed now than we did in the 90s. Number one, we are now international. Back in the 90s, we were only U.S. and Canada. We're also so many new ways to connect. It used to be the only way you could connect was you had to call a 900 number from your home. Now you have mobile applications. We have audio chat, video chat. We're just, all the new technologies. Social media is a great way for us to spread the word. We're going to give each of our psychics will have their own Facebook pages, and they'll be networking about us, and we'll give them credits anytime they bring a new customer in. And the customers also can, if they like us, tweet about us, share us. We give them credits towards free readings. So many ways to advertise that didn't exist. So back in the 90s, we were only phone. We were only advertising on television almost exclusively. So now we're advertising on television, radio, internet, social media, and so many more ways to connect, as I mentioned. So we're very, very excited about the new opportunities. And we think it's perfect because ultimately what we are is we're content, and there's so many great technologies out there, and there's just not so many great, we're just one of the few great contents out there. We always say that it's the second oldest profession, and people always, especially nowadays when the economy's bad, people really want to hear about what's going to happen in their career, their relationships. They want to speak to someone that can help them and guide them and make them feel good. So it's, we're excited about it, and we're already starting to see results just as we're launching right now.
Well, that definitely sounds like a winning formula. In the past, you said the customers only had one way to contact psychics. That was by phone. With all the new multiple avenues of reaching the psychics, the world-renowned psychics that you have, I should say, Is it safe to assume that the investors can expect a wider demographic of customers, not just the traditional customers that you experienced in the past?
Yes, the new demographic is actually larger than before. Back in the 90s, we were primarily women, primarily 25 or 30 to 55. We're already finding with our new testing that we're getting a younger demographic because of the people who are on the internet checking out the social media, the Facebook pages, and so we're getting younger demographic. We're also even getting more men than we used to get. So it's we're very excited about it. We think it's not only large demographic, but as I mentioned prior, it's international as well. So it should be a much larger market than we've ever had before.
Excellent. Having the global reach is absolutely a positive for your company. I know the investors view that the same way. And I've been watching your progress very closely. Over the last months, there have been many milestones reached, and I assume more to come. Can you tell the listeners what has been achieved recently, Marc?
So we're also nearly finished with two different mobile apps we're working on that we're very excited about. One is that the person can go in and get an astrological report that can be either emailed to them or viewed right on their phone. They'll be able to type in their birth date and their time of birth, and they'll get a whole profile of what type of characteristics they're like, who they will best match with, what other signs, and basically tell them what they can expect in their future jobs, careers. So people really love that. And the other mobile app, which we're really excited about, which is nearly finished, is you can actually go on and look at the different psychics online and see them live on your phone or your iPad or your tablet, and actually connect to them right there and then live through either audio chat or video chat. So that's ultimately what we're most excited about, is the future and the technology and how we can use the new technologies to help really get our company going and back where it needs to be.
Well, Marc, it sounds like you have been very busy over the last few months and have made a lot of the right moves preparing Psychic Friends Network to reach that next level. What can listeners expect from the remainder of this year, 2013, and quarter one of 2014? What's on the horizon?
Well, as I mentioned, it's about continually staying on the forefront, the cutting edge of all the new technologies. We need to, we're really excited about all the new things that are out there, and we always have to be on top of it, and ultimately let the customer decide how they want to connect to us, whether it's through phone, whether it's through mobile applications, whether it's through social media, kiosks, smartphones, all the different options. Let them decide how to get the content, and we provide content. And we also really pride ourselves on getting the best psychics. And the secret to our success always was about getting people who love it so much that they call back. You might be able to fool someone into calling once, but the fact that our customers, about 75% retention, the fact that they loved it so much and they would call back over and over again, really was the reason for our success. And we plan on doing that as well. And really just having great psychics and great content, horoscopes, horoscope reports, great psychics, and people coming back, and however technologies they'd like to use to connect to our content.
So, Marc, it sounds like the retention of your customers is a big thing for you guys. What's your plan to market for them and to gain their business at the start?
Well, as I mentioned prior, in the 1990s, we almost exclusively marketed on television, and that is what our forte is. So we absolutely will be back on TV. We just recently completed some new television productions, some new commercials, and actually a long-form infomercial. But one of the reasons, again, we're excited about what's happening now is there's so much on the internet as well, and mobile apps. We think that mobile applications will probably be the biggest thing we do, and advertising through mobile phones is actually the best ROI there is out there right now. Internet and TV is already very expensive for a lot of mediums, and but mobile apps is sort of just starting. So we think a lot of advertising on mobile applications, TV again, because that's our forte, and all sorts of internet marketing. We're actually doing right now with Google and YouTube. We're actually advertising where we actually let people watch our newest commercial on YouTube or Google, and we just pay per view, which you can't really do on the standard television. So we're excited about that, and no one in our space right now is doing it that way. So we're just starting to launch a test on that. So we're very excited about that, and we think that could be also a big winner.
Excellent. I know the listeners and potential investors would love to hear that. Marc, I thank you again for spending time with us. I would certainly like to have you back next year for an update, and I know our listeners would as well. Would you be willing to do another interview?
Absolutely. Anytime. Give me a call.
Excellent. Thanks again, Marc. I appreciate it.
All right. Thank you.
SmallCapStreet.com, today's leader in IR capital formation and retail support, provides its clients with the highest level of service. Our audio interviews are disseminated to one of the largest opt-in audiences available today. How? We at SmallCapStreet.com believe in aligning and affiliating ourselves with others in the investment community by sharing resources. Each affiliated firm is made that much stronger, and each client is served that much better. Our focus is to identify and provide the very best financial services and solutions available to clients and their shareholders. For more information about our services, please call us or visit SmallCapStreet.com.